All right, so we're going to be doing something new on our vlogcast moving forward. We are dividing it into three different shows. So we're going to have a Disney edition, a Star Wars edition, and a Marvel edition. And the reason why we're doing that is because our vlogcasts have been super, super long. And we want to market it to people with specific interests. So if you're into Marvel, like if you're watching this show, you can just watch this show. If you're into Star Wars, you can watch our Star Wars show, Disney, etc. Or you can watch all three. Would really love that. So you are watching the Castles, Capes, and Clones vlogcast, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. And welcome to episode 1 of our Marvel edition. We're going to be talking about a new Captain America and the Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're going to be talking about what could happen with Black Widow. And we'll be talking about some of the Funko Fair news coming around Marvel. So get set. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post. Hey everybody, I'm Loren, and I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot, Rich. How's
Hello.
it going?
Going all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to prepare for this because now this is the Marvel edition.
Yes.
I was scrambling to find some Marvel stuff to put around my room. Guys, I really don't have anything
Oh.
yet.
Yes.
I was supposed to go to Downtown Disney today to actually go buy a new hat. So this is a Marvel hat, but one, I'll turn around because it's weird. It's a Magneto hat, but no one really knows what a Magneto symbol is. I mean, I didn't even know Magneto had a symbol.
I know. You know what? Yeah.
It literally looks like a red. What's it called? From Harry Potter.
Horcrux.
The little ball that flies around.
Oh. Oh.
Quidditch.
Yeah.
Snitch. The golden snitch. Looks like the golden snitch, except it's red. But and it doesn't have a Marvel logo on it. So I wanted to go and see if they had any of the Avengers campus stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know there is stuff, and I know there's a Marvel hat. I just don't know what it looks like, or if they have a new one or whatever. But
right,
I got lazy.
Well,
I do have Marvel. I forgot. I have the Gauntlet.
Infinity Gauntlet. There you go.
That's right. There you go.
There you go.
I have something Marvel.
Yay!
I used to have. It was funny because I used to have a Funko Pop of Spider-Man. It was like this, almost plushy version of it. I gave it away to somebody because I didn't collect Funko Pops. So I'm like, I gave it to someone who would more appreciate it than I would.
Right.
Now I'm like, oh, I should have kept it.
I know. You should have.
For this very reason.
Right.
But eventually, I do have some stuff coming. So I will have some Marvel-y stuff in the background and some Marvel attire.
Right.
I have a shirt, but you can't really see the below this. So it would just look like this.
Yeah.
But, How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm just, making it and breaking it in the world today.
Yeah.
Nothing interesting going on with me.
No?
Yeah.
In the world of COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone's stuck.
I know. I desperately want to go down to downtown Disney just to hang out, but that would be a chore.
Yeah.
Because I'm so close, but yet so far from.
You're like that distance where it just becomes just a little bit too much.
Yeah, exactly.
without having to spend a night somewhere here.
Right.
Yeah.
One day it will happen.
Yeah, and then I could give you all the stuff I have for you.
I know.
Like I
I
have
know.
pins, I've got buttons, I've got your 2
Funko Pops.
gifts.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
can't wait.
so
Yeah.
it's just sitting right here,
Definitely. It'll
sitting next to
happen
me.
soon. It'll happen soon.
Yeah, so
All right. Well, let's start on the news. So Anthony Mackie had confirmed in a interview that a new Captain America will be established by the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's not going to be Chris Evans. Chris Evans is supposed to be returning as Captain America, but apparently as an alternate universe Captain America.
I wonder if he's
So
gonna have a goatee and be evil.
could be. You never know. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of multiverse craziness going to be happening soon. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just excited that he's going to be returning in some way, shape, or form.
That's cool. Like, because he said he was done. Well, he also said he was done acting, but
yeah,
he always keeps popping up in things. So
he's such a great actor that he shouldn't quit acting. I mean, I get that he wants to direct, which is fine, but don't quit acting either.
I mean, do what you want, but don't. I wouldn't say like. I would say just never say never.
Right.
Do what you want to do. Do the projects you feel are cool.
Right.
If it doesn't involve Marvel all the time, that's fine.
Yeah.
You gave us 10 years. We're good.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take you back, obviously, if you want.
So who do you think is going to emerge as the new Captain America? Do you think
that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be one of them? Is it going to be Falcon? Is it going to be Winter Soldier? I mean,
right.
They've both. Well, at least I know Falcon has been.
Yeah. He's the one that currently or at least at the beginning of this, should have the shield.
Right.
Because Captain America gave him the shield.
Right. I'm just talking about like in the comics.
In the comics. Falcon was Captain America, but then Captain America got his shield back.
Right.
Falcon gave Captain America his shield back. And Falcon's now just Falcon again.
And Bucky? Did Bucky ever take the mantle of Captain America?
Yeah, he was after Civil War. He became Captain America, and for a while. So both of them have been Captain America. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up being Captain America at the end. Who do you hope?
Patriot.
Patriot,
yeah. And he becomes Captain America of the Young Avengers.
Right.
Because the Avengers should always have a Captain America.
Which I bet you that he will. He's supposed to be. He's apparently supposed to be in this series. Now, they've said that a lot of people are in this series. Like they said that the first Captain America is supposed to be in there. Yeah. What's his name? Isaiah Bradley, I think, is the first Captain America. And then, what is Patriot's name? I forget.
I don't remember.
But anyway, the Patriot is supposed to be in this as well. So we will see. It's super exciting.
Yeah.
What
do you think is going to be?
I hope that it's going to be Falcon.
Falcon?
Because Falcon, I've always had a love for Falcon in the comics. Like when I was growing up, I loved Captain America and the Falcon together. And, they've been partners for so long.
Right.
Even more than Captain America was with Bucky. I mean, Falcon has been with him since the 70s. So I just feel like he deserves the mantle.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it's not Patriot, he makes the most sense out of the two of them, because I think Bucky has too much of a dark past to be fully accepted as Captain America.
Yeah, I think you're correct. So
yeah.
All right. Well, Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt were spotted together as Thor: Love and Thunder filming nears, and it's interesting because I was just watching. Chris Pratt did this thing, I think on Instagram. There was a charity fundraiser for feeding the. I think it was feeding the poor. And anyway, he had all these guest stars on, and he was talking to Tom Holland, and I guess he must have spilled the beans that he is in Thor: Love and Thunder, because Tom Holland says, "Are people supposed to know this?" He's like, "Oh, I think so," and so he definitely confirmed. I heard it from his own mouth. He is in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Tom Holland's got to be like, see, I'm not the only one.
I know, exactly.
It's like me, Mark Ruffalo, Pratt.
Because he was like, are people supposed to know this? And Pratt's like, I'm pretty sure that people know. And I'm like, oh my God, you just spilled the beans. So
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the last time we saw Thor, he was on board his ship.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to see them, even if they weren't in the show for the whole thing, in the movie for the whole thing. I would imagine that they would at least show up for a little bit of the movie.
Yeah.
So
when awesome in whatever that video was on Instagram, and then they pan and it's like Bradley Cooper going like going like, no, cut, and because Rocket's also there. Rocket, Groot, like you gotta imagine the Guardians are there because he's with them. The last time we see him, so you know, it's not a surprise, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
he's like, everyone knows, right?
Right.
I don't think so, dude.
I don't know. All right. Well, Black Widow may get a hybrid treatment for a streaming and theatrical release. You know, they had Wonder Woman was on HBO Max. Now Raya's coming to Disney Plus with the premiere access. Black Widow is supposed to come out in March this year. So they haven't moved the date. And I'm wondering if they will do this, given the fact that, you know, Warner Brothers did it with Wonder Woman. And I just hope that I mean, the movie has been on the shelf for so long.
Yeah.
You know, I say it's time that they release it.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to imagine that, because in normal world, so in the other universe where COVID didn't happen,
right,
we would have seen the movie last almost a year now ago.
Yep.
And then we've gotten the beginning. Like, I don't know if this is supposed to be like just a cap on phase 3, or if Black Widow was meant to be the real beginning of phase 4, or if it's just kind of like it's standalone, because it's a prequel of sorts.
Right.
But we also know that what's her face? The new Black Widow is in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right.
So you would imagine they would want that movie to come out before Falcon and the Winter Soldier at the very least.
Right, exactly.
And did they ever announce when Falcon and the Winter Soldier is actually coming out?
I think it's supposed to be next year, like spring of next year or something like that.
2022.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
So is WandaVision and then nothing for another year? Is that what's going on?
I think. Oh, no. I think it's supposed to come out at the end of this year at some point. I can't remember when they said that it was coming out. Or maybe I'm thinking spring of this year.
I think like next year, like how we thought March is like, oh my God, it's March already.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember when it's supposed to be coming out.
Let's see. That's not true.
What?
I looked it up. The first thing that pops up is August 2020. Nope, that's not true.
I know. I mean, by now they must have wrapped production.
I mean, given that they was originally supposed to be in August, and even with like whatever, because we know they went back into production.
Yeah.
So even with a delay, by now they probably should.
They had to have. I mean, they shot quite a bit, even for enough to put all of that footage in that trailer.
Yeah. Okay. So according to whatever site I'm on, the release date is now set for March 19th, 2021.
Oh, okay. March 19th?
Yeah.
That's like not far away at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like that might be correct. Like, or at least I feel like that's what the newest release date is.
I feel really, like then they need to like release a new trailer for it.
I bet you by the end of
this month,
end of WandaVision, we'll get. I think they want to have WandaVision kind of play, and then maybe by the last episode they give. I mean, who knows? Maybe the last episode will have a little snippet. Maybe
when
like
will be the last episode of WandaVision? Okay,
it's episode 4. So there's 5 more. Right. So, like, hold on. Blah 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 blah. Let me look at the actual calendar because February is short month.
Yeah.
So 4, 5, 6, April or March 5th.
I was going to say April.
March 5th.
I said March 5th.
Is the last episode of WandaVision.
Right.
Which gives 2 weeks before March 19th. So even on IMDb it says March 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 1, pilot.
Wow. Wow.
So, if that holds, then maybe they're gonna be Black Widow before then. Because if that's it, like you would think, unless everyone every time like, oh, so and so is gonna be on this show, right? Like, because we always knew that Kat Denning and
Randall
Park were going to be in WandaVision,
right?
But we haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could kind of not have it come out exactly before Falcon and the Soldier, because who knows if she shows up, it might not be from the get-go, so it might be another month until we actually see her.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you would think that if you're introducing that character, it should be introduced in the Black Widow movie,
right?
And not a Winter Soldier. So, maybe they're going to hold to it unless they change that. And then I feel like if they're going to change Black Widow again, they're going to have to change Falcon and Winter Soldier again. Because I think it'll be really weird to introduce her character in this show.
Right.
But again, maybe it'll work, because it's not like this is something that happens right after that movie. This is like Black Widow takes place like at least a decade before. So
Yeah. So it could, I don't know. It could work. It could,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll
Who
find out.
knows? We'll
Yeah.
see.
We'll see for sure.
Either way, more Marvel.
Yeah. All right. Well, on a podcast, Paul Bettany teased that a major character from the Marvel Universe will be appearing in WandaVision. I wonder who he's talking about.
Charles Xavier. I don't know.
Charles Xavier.
I mean, like, there's so many possibilities.
I know. God. I mean,
That'd be
that would be really cool if it was Charles Xavier. I don't think it is, but
no. You know who would be cool to bring in?
Who?
Coulson.
Coulson?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Like, I'm still not positive where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. falls in.
I know. I think that it's on a different alternate track by
I feel
now.
as if it's kind of like it's kind of like Star Wars and Lego. Like it's a canon adjacent show. I think it was in the. I think I believe in the beginning they felt wholeheartedly that was supposed to be part of the universe, but there was issues between the TV and the movie verse personnel. So it didn't. I don't think it happened, but I mean, this is the beginning of the multiverse, or at least the beginning of the introduction of the multiverse. So maybe this is the Coulson that lived.
Maybe.
Or the same thing happened. He went to Tahiti or whatever that was.
Yeah.
But instead of the events of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he was just like being trained for Sword.
Right.
Maybe he's director of Sword.
Maybe. Who knows?
But I mean, like, a major character could be literally almost
anybody.
I'm
hoping that it's somebody magic. But
yeah.
I don't know who it would be.
Who?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I know.
Yeah.
So much. Did you see the new teaser for this episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So now it looks like we're gonna see more of the outside world.
Yeah.
And it looks like, from what it looked like, this takes place that when she touches a thing, that's how she enters.
Yeah, this might be a
like a prequel kind of, and then
which actually fits because we also see Randall Park saying that line.
Yeah.
And if that takes place, because like Monica shows up after the radio part. And she didn't know where.
No, she shows up before the radio. She's at that meeting.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it still fits because then she appeared out of nowhere.
Right, exactly.
So
she just kind of...
this might be one of those, like, this meanwhile in the real world, this is happening.
Because I'll be really curious to see how, like, did she develop this character, or was it like when she entered, did she just think that she was this woman named Geraldine?
Yeah, I mean, like, when she said her name, there was a pause. Like, she
there was
think about it.
Geraldine, yeah.
So,
which I thought was very interesting. So,
yeah, again, like,
God,
a couple more hours for us.
I know, so much goodness.
By the time you're watching this, it'll be out.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, moving on. There's rumor Jim Starlin, who is the creator of Thanos in the comics, as well as many other cosmic heroes, he says that we could see Thanos in the Eternals movie, and I think that it would be really cool. Obviously, you'd have to come in as a
like a flashback. or one of the like a history, going through the history of the Eternals kind of section of something, or someone's telling a story about who they are, and he might be there somewhere
because he has a connection to them.
Yeah.
So I think it would be really cool if he was in it.
I was really dying to see what they all look like.
I know. I just want to see the Eternals. Like this is one is I'm totally in the dark as to how it's gonna play out on film. I know it from the comics,
right?
But this is. I mean, like Guardians. Yes, people didn't know it. Yes, they gave a name to made a household name for a talking raccoon and a talking tree, but there was still a familiarity of this team,
right?
And it's like a superhero team in their own right. But the Eternals, they are these superpowered individuals that all wear these different costumes, and I don't know. It's just I'm just so curious as to how they're gonna do the Eternals. I'm sure that it's gonna be great, whatever they do.
Oh yeah.
But it's one that I have no idea what it's gonna be like.
Yeah. As someone who's not as familiar with them, it's exciting to see something new. And I have absolutely no idea what this movie is going to be like, or be about, or how they fit into Phase 4.
Right. How they're going to fit into Phase 4.
Yeah. So I mean, because they sound like they're almost godlike, right? Like I'm imagining kind of like they but not like all benevolent and what. Like I imagine them like almost like if the Greek gods were superheroes.
Yeah, that's basically like the names of the characters are like Mercari and what do you call it? Athena. There's Athena, Circe. So they're all sound like Greek god names. Yeah, Icarus.
That's right. Yeah. So that's what I'm imagining it's like. More like the Greek gods from Clash of the Titans. More than the gods from Hercules.
Right. Right.
But yeah. So I'm excited because it's like this is one where I have absolutely no idea. I mean, the Guardians I was less familiar with too, but I knew a little bit more of them because I saw them in the animated shows. So I've never actually seen
the Eternals.
So my knowledge of Guardians of the Galaxy was from the cartoon. So that's where my knowledge was. Even though it was different, it was a different team. Rocket and Groot were the only two. I can't remember if it was Star-Lord either, but so but there's somewhat familiarity, so this is exciting. I just want to see something.
Me too.
The only thing we've really seen is like Camille's like super body that he had to do.
Yeah.
And like on his Instagram, I just see him as like, all right, it's Friday, cheat day. That's what I'm having.
It's so funny.
He's like, it's still pandemic and I'm not doing whatever, but got to keep up the superhero bod.
And I just want to see what he'll be like because we're so used to him being funny. I'm sure he's still going to have some level of humor, but at the same time,
not like his normal.
Right, exactly. So, who knows? Okay, moving on. Funko Fair. Funko is a company that does these vinyl collectibles, pop vinyls and mystery minis and all these different Gorbs, different kind of products. They had a virtual fair where they announced over, I think, 400 pop vinyls. I think it's still going on one more day.
Yeah, it ends the 29th.
Yeah, so it has one more day to announce stuff, but they have announced several of the Marvel themed ones, including a line of Deadpool, a line of Miles Morales, and Reality Works, which was a mini series, like a mini event in the Marvel universe where it kind of had amalgam heroes. So you have like an Iron Man, Thor kind of thing, a Captain America, Doctor Strange, a Ghost Rider, Black Panther guy, a Spider-Man, Moon Knight guy. I really want those ones for sure. The Reality Works ones. They look really cool.
I'm
And
really fighting the urge to want to get them.
what'd you say?
I'm really fighting the urge to want to get those.
I know they're really
I mean,
cool.
again, like I do have some. I've resisted for so long because you know, I try to go all out when I collect. And so if I start collecting Funkos, like they're announcing 400 products.
Yes.
like that's a crazy amount.
Crazy.
But you know, with you saying, you know, they're releasing this Reality Warps thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I just say to myself, just those,
right,
for Marvel, because I feel like I need to do up my Marvel collecting
yeah,
game. So there's that, which still fits in because I don't collect every Disney one that comes out. I collect the Disney Parks ride series.
Right.
And then for Star Wars, it's basically any kind of Star Wars character with a vehicle or you know, I have like Han and a Tauntaun. So it's like it's not just the individual figures. There's specifics that I get. So if I say to myself, just get these Reality Warp ones, then because there's a finite point.
Right.
I hope. Whereas even with like if I go to Spider-Man, there's like they'll release 8 million different Spider-Man. Like they'll have a different pose, different outfit.
Right.
Like even in the game, Spider-Man's got like 20 different outfits. So I'm like, that's never ending.
And they have all of those outfits in the pop item form.
Oh, so, I'm sure. And then they'll be like Spider-Man in his normal outfit, but like he's got his hand out.
Right. Different poses, different. Like the whole Miles Morales one is him doing different poses, basically, and different costumes.
And probably different power. Like he has exhibiting any of his powers, like his electric thingy.
Right.
I'm sure. Yeah, there's like that at that point that becomes even too much. So it has to be really, really specific. So this I feel like could be really, really specific.
Yeah.
So yay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Funko.
I know. Funko. I tell you.
I mean, like, the good thing about Funko though, they're relatively cheap compared to
that was a nice that's
if you get it when they come out and not the aftermarket.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. If you some of them you have to like really fight to get. And it's really, and sometimes you have to know where to get them and things like that. So but yeah, for the most part they're relatively cheap. I mean, you know, I remember when Disney had the Vinylmation, you know, the Vinylmation was just as cheap as the pop vinyls, but then the price of the Vinylmation kept going up, and I kept thinking, okay, I could get a figure this big for $19.95 or one this big for $11.95. So, you know, which one are you going to buy? And I think that's why Funko won won the vital war if there was
Yeah.
one.
What's funny is before the pandemic, I was planning to go with friend to go see the Funko Pop store that opened up in Hollywood.
Yeah, I really want to go.
And then pandemic.
Right. I know.
So, but yeah, I really want to see that store.
It looks amazing in there.
Yeah, because it's part store and then part like
amusement park.
Something, right? You can like,
Yeah.
like it's going to be very Instagrammy.
Basically. Yeah, that's what I think they made it so that it'll be really Instagrammy.
And they know it. They know it. So it's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Come in, have fun.
I mean, the guys who created Funko were geniuses, basically.
Yeah. There's
and they rule the universe.
Yeah. There's I think it's the Marvel 616 that has one of the episodes about like collectibles and stuff, and I think they're featured in there. I want to say there's one of the documentaries on Disney Plus that talk
about. Need to watch. I still need to watch that series. I haven't watched it.
It's a good series. Weird. It's a good series.
Yeah.
That's really weird you haven't seen that series.
I know. I started it and I didn't have my glasses, and it was the one that is in Japan, and everybody's talking in Japanese.
Oh yeah. And that was a good one because but there's a lot of subtitles.
So. Yeah, I couldn't see the subtitles, so I kind of turned it off, and then I forgot to re-pick up the series. So
it's really like all like it's what's good I like about it. It's like all the documentaries. One, they're made by different people, so it's subject matters are close to their heart. So it's all very different, but all very interesting and informative and fun watches. They've like all the documentary series I've seen on Disney Plus have been excellent. Like, excellent.
They're very good.
So, dude, check it out.
I will. I will.
Like, I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised now that I think about it. Like,
I know.
And anything new comes out, usually I see your reaction or your review like before I get up, and I get up early, and it's already there. I'm like, what the?
I know. I'm surprised as well. Well, I also did have some health issues.
Yeah, that's true.
Things like that. So yeah. All right. Well, moving on. This is some Marvel Comics news. Marvel Comics is launching a new Heroes Reborn event in which the Avengers, as we know them, did not exist. But the world is still protected by the Earth's mightiest heroes, the Squadron Supreme of America. The event is written by two of Marvel's best writers, Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness. And it sounds like it's going to be really cool. I love the Squadron Supreme. There was a maxi series in the 80s that was about, they were in an alternate universe, and they were trying to protect the United States by enacting all of these different rules and regulations. And there was part of the team that felt that they were being a little too authoritarian. Yeah. And so the team kind of split, and it was really an interesting story. Anyway, the Squadron Supreme, for those who don't know, were based on DC heroes. So Hyperion is Superman.
Right.
Power Princess is Wonder Woman. Dr. Spectrum is Green Lantern. I forget, Wizard or Speed Demon. I can't remember which one they use now. Is Flash, and so on and so forth. So
there's a Batman.
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
not Nightwing. Oh, what's the name? I forgot. Anyway, there's a Batman one as well. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I know I don't. What am I trying to say? I didn't know they existed in the 80s. There was like a reboot in the Marvel Max
Yeah.
line,
Mm-hmm.
but that was very adult.
Right. Yeah, they definitely went adult with that one.
I was like,
well, that Max line was adult.
Yeah, because I remember reading I had the first, I think, 2 issues. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And then I think it was like at around the end of the time I was collecting comics, so I didn't actually continue with the series. But
right.
I just remember going like, because I heard about it, going like, oh, they're like the Marvel versions of the DC heroes. Like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I read it. I'm just like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when I saw things about this and think about Squadron Supreme, like, is it that same group from that crazy adult book I was reading?
Well, I think this one. I mean, the adult versions were more, for that particular brand.
Yeah.
And they are the same characters, but they're not necessarily the same characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Because and I've only had the two issues, so I don't know a lot, but they seemed very not that great as people. So like the morals weren't kind of.
They've always had a questionable morality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that part of it is actually correct. Now the level is a little bit different from the Max, but they've always been, are they, really for the best interests of, the world. So it'll be interesting to see how they play it out in this particular series. Now, Heroes Reborn was a series in the. It was an event in the was it the 90s, the late 90s? I can't remember.
It sounds so familiar, but I can't remember.
But basically, it was when they kind of killed all the heroes and then brought them back, and brought them reborn again. But this doesn't sound like the same kind of story.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the world without the Avengers. And when I say, I mean like they never existed. So, like Captain America died in World War II, and Tony Stark never got, kidnapped and
became Iron Man.
Basically. Yeah, became Iron Man, or all the other things, all the other heroes never became who they were. So very interesting.
I like the one little blurb from this article where Thor is a hard-drinking atheist who despises hammers.
Hammers. I know. It's funny.
And are we gonna have to start collecting comics again?
Maybe you do.
Well, I have.
You can get them on your
that's what
tablet or whatever.
Yeah, because I already have to do Star Wars ones, so
yeah.
I mean, not like I'm complaining that I have to get the Star Wars ones. I've been waiting for those, but like,
right.
I'm really interested in this, and I really like the artwork.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, so
it looks good.
But then again, I'm like, is that going to open the floodgates again?
Yeah.
That's my worry. That's all.
Right.
Because collecting Star Wars comics is a little easier. Like, there's not that many.
Yeah.
When I was collecting comics, like superhero comics, and then for Marvel, I just collected the X titles.
Right.
But then you're talking like 10 different X titles a month.
Yeah.
And then all the crossovers and all the other things.
Right.
Man,
It's crazy. It gets crazy.
yeah. And
Yeah.
this is back when comics were still like $1.
I know. I know. It's so crazy.
I miss those days.
Me too. I miss when they were 25 cents. I remember when they were 25 cents.
I don't think I remember them being that cheap.
Yeah.
Like I do remember seeing 75 cents when I used to
Yeah.
go down to the local convenience store. That was my first real comic shop, is the little magazine stand, and they sold like a couple titles.
Right.
That's what I get them, and the ones you gave me. And it wasn't until when I learned how to drive, that was it.
Yeah.
I knew all the comic shops.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love comic shops.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Support
wish.
your local comic shop.
Yeah, there's one I used to go to, but the problem, I don't know. The problem for me is I don't know where to put them anymore.
Right.
That's the
Well,
problem.
that's why you
Right.
buy them digitally.
But then at the same time, you also want to support comics, like
Right.
the
Yeah.
comic sellers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
So it's a hard kind of
It's a hard choice.
choice. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
What to do.
I know. All right. Well, let's move on. WandaVision soundtrack is now available where music is sold, and I was listening to it today, and I was WandaVision, WandaVision,
Are they selling
WandaVision.
like individual songs, or do they have the
Yeah,
whole
it's a
like?
whole episode 1 and 2.
Okay,
They have,
because I was like,
yeah,
they're not selling like at all. Like this is a full, like I remember the biggest like controversy was when the Phantom Menace came out back in
hmm
'99 or whatever, and then
yeah,
they released the soundtrack like a month before the movie,
huh.
and the titles of the soundtrack songs gave away the ending of.
Oh no.
And that was the whole big thing. It's like ever since then, everyone's like, I don't like, no one wanted to buy or look at the soundtracks because they would always release it before the film, and it kind of gave away certain points. But I remember the Phantom Menace, and look, this is '99, so if I'm gonna spoil it for you, sorry.
Yeah.
But there was one track that said Qui-Gon's funeral.
Oh my God. That's
So
so funny.
people, I remember going into it and like, oh, he's gonna die.
Oh man.
It's like, that's horrible. How would you approve that and like let it out there? At least call it
Right.
something else.
Right. Well, the theme songs were written by Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, the writers of Frozen and Coco's "Remember Me" song and all of that. They've done a lot. Winnie the Pooh, and so they did the theme songs, and then Christoph Beck, who did the Ant-Man theme song. Score, as well as the Frozen as well. He did Frozen, but Christoph Beck seems to have a skill of being able to do those kind of period piece sounding, like retro sounding songs, because he did, he had to do all the 50s and 60s, 70s,
He did really good. Like,
yeah,
really good.
he's done a really good job with the score. So it's worth giving it a try out. You can find it. I found it on YouTube Music, which is where I do my music. And yeah, check it out for sure.
We'll have to see.
All right. Well, we've come to the end of our program. And I hope that I hope you enjoyed this new format. Be sure to like this post and leave us a comment below as to what was your favorite news story of the day. Be sure to share our posts with your families and friends, family and friends. And be
Or
sure
if you have multiple families.
yeah, if you might have multiple families, so be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications. You can always reach us at podcasts@castlescapesandclones.com. Leave us your feedback, both good and bad. You can reach me personally on Twitter @Lojav and on Instagram @Loren Javier. How about you, Rich?
You can find me on both Twitter and Instagram @R2Ramasanta.
All right. Well, the opinions expressed on today's podcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you later.
Yep. Till next time, make mine Marvel.